In this video, I want to introduce two more important data types from Python, Dictionaries and Pandas series. So here I have a little toy example of a Python dictionary, and it has curly brackets on the outside, just like a Python set. But the difference is that instead of having a collection of items inside separated by commas, here there are both items like this, followed by a colon, followed by another item, okay? And then those pairs are separated by commas. And so these things that come before the colon are called keys, and these things that come after the colon are called values. So as an example, let me check what is the type of this staff variable. Okay, so it's a Python dictionary. That's what this is telling me. And the way you can use this is, for example, you could say staff.keys. Okay, and then this is another data type. Let's not worry about it so much. But the important thing is that in here you can see all of the strings in this case that come before colon. Okay, on the other hand, we can do staff.values. Okay, and it's similar to this, but now it's the things that come after the colons. Okay, so it's the collection of values for this dictionary. And I think the most basic usage for a dictionary is you say something like staff, square brackets, and then you can list any of the keys. Okay, so for example, I can say Thurman here. Okay, and then it returns what's the associated value. Okay, if I try something that is not one of the keys, for example, say I try TA, okay, then I get this key error. So that is an example of a Python dictionary. One nice thing about Python dictionaries is you can search them very fast. Like you can find where a key is if it exists in the dictionary very fast. So the other data type I wanted to talk about in this video was what's called a Pandas series. And so to get access to this, I need to import the Pandas library. So just like we imported NumPy as NP, here we're going to import Pandas using its standard abbreviation that you can see DeepNote even provides for us, PD. And now let's convert that staff. Let's convert it into a Pandas series. So I'm going to do pd.series. Okay, this is the equivalent of np.array from a previous video. And then, so this part is saying, try to convert whatever is inside the parentheses into a Pandas series. And let me save it with the name S. So looks pretty similar. Here you can see the old keys are showing up on the left, and the old values are showing up on the right. And for now, it won't be so obvious, like what is an advantage of this over a dictionary. For example, we can use it the same sort of way. Okay, like I can say, what is the value corresponding to Chupang? And here it says that value is the string LA. So, well, one advantage of Pandas series over a dictionary is it has some extra functions associated with it, or methods, maybe I should say. For example, I can say s.valueCounts. And so what is this saying? It's going through all the different values from this series, and it's saying how often each of those values occurred. So it says LA occurred twice, instructor occurred once, and TA occurred once. Whereas if I tried to do that for the original dictionary, it's going to give me an error and say it doesn't have an attribute or doesn't have a method value counts. So that is one reason, but that's not really the correct reason for why we're going to care about Pandas series. The real reason is that we're often going to import a data set as what's called a Pandas data frame, and then every column in those data sets is going to be a Pandas series. So that's the eventual reason why we're going to care about Pandas series. Just as one more example, I think you read about this for the first homework. Let me say, from collections, import counter. Hey, there was this Real Python article from the first homework asking you to read about counter. And now I can say, let me make a counter, I'll call it C, counter, and then let me say, hello there, How are you doing today? And if I look at C, it looks very similar to a dictionary. Okay, there are curly brackets on the outside. There are things to the left of colons, things to the right of colons, and then commas. And to emphasize how similar this is to a dictionary, I can convert it to a dictionary by wrapping it inside of DICT. And now it's a dictionary. So very similar. One of the advantages, so let me call this D. And I could also turn it into a Pandas series. Like I could say about new series equals pandas.series C. Okay, and then this works out fine. And again, I can use value counts. So new series.value counts. And so what is this saying? Well, this is saying that the number 1 occurred in this thing. Or let's see, in this thing, I should say. It occurred in this series 8 total times. So like if we counted how often 1 occurs here on the right-hand side, that occurred 8 times. And like what is an advantage of this counter? So counter isn't going to be as important for us as dictionary or as series, but what's some advantage of counter? Like why does that exist? Well, one nice thing is if I say C bracket, how about J? It says that occurred in there 0 times. So that's like saying inside this text, the letter lowercase j never occurred. Whereas if I try to do new series, square brackets j, okay, then I get a key error. Or if I try to do d square brackets j, then I get a key error. So that is one advantage of counter over Pandas series or over dictionary, is it knows that if the key that you try does not occur, then it should count it as 0 because you're counting things. And if the thing you're trying to count does not occur, then we think of it as having a 0 for its count. Okay, I think that is enough for this video. Thank you for watching.